Ever wondered why your lunch is called a sandwich? It's such a familiar word, but its origins are surprisingly specific, and a little quirky. Every time you reach for that quick bite between meetings or unwrap your lunch at school, you're actually participating in a centuries-old tradition. The answer traces back to 18th century British aristocracy and one man, John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich. He was a prominent figure in British society, known for his political influence and love of games. Montagu was not just a statesman and naval administrator, but also a passionate gambler and a man constantly surrounded by work. Yet his most lasting legacy isn't found in government records or naval history, it's 2 slices of bread with something tasty in between. In the 1700s, Montagu often found himself needing a meal he could eat without leaving his desk or card table. No plates, no cutlery, and definitely no interruptions. He wanted to keep his hands clean and his mind focused, whether he was deep in paperwork or in the middle of a high-stakes game. His ingenious solution? Salted beef tucked between slices of toasted bread, eaten with one hand, leaving the other free for writing, playing cards, or strategizing. It was practical, satisfying, and, most importantly, efficient. Word quickly spread among his friends and fellow gamblers. Soon, others at the table began asking for the same as sandwich, and just like that, a new culinary term was born. The name stuck, and the sandwich became a fashionable meal among the elite. Over time, the sandwich evolved from an aristocratic convenience to a symbol of modern life, quick, portable, and endlessly adaptable. Its name outlasted the man himself, becoming a staple for people everywhere, from busy city dwellers to students and families. So next time you unwrap your lunch, remember, Montagu didn't invent the idea of putting food between bread, but he gave it a name and a story that's lasted for generations. Every bite connects you to a slice of history. He turned a simple snack into a dish with a noble pedigree, elevating it from humble beginnings to a meal fit for royalty and commoners alike. The sandwich owes its identity to a British earl who just wanted to eat without stopping the action. Today it's a global favorite, proof that sometimes the simplest solutions leave the most delicious legacies. The sandwich's origin story is shrouded in both drama and practicality, with 2 competing tales that have survived through the centuries. Each version offers a glimpse into the life and habits of John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, whose name would become forever linked to this iconic meal. The most popular and perhaps most colorful story paints the Earl as a notorious gambler. Legend has it that he was so absorbed in high-stakes card games that he refused to leave the table, not even for dinner. To avoid greasy fingers and keep his cards clean, he requested slices of meat tucked between 2 pieces of bread, allowing him to eat with one hand and play with the other. His fellow gamblers, intrigued by this clever solution, began ordering the same as sandwich. Soon, the name stuck, and the sandwich was born amid the clatter of chips and the thrill of wagers, quickly becoming a staple at gaming tables across England. But not everyone buys into the gambling tale. Some historians argue that Montagu's real vice was not cards, but work. As First Lord of the Admiralty, he was known for his relentless dedication, often working long hours at his desk. For him, the sandwich was a practical invention, a way to eat without interrupting his duties or soiling important documents. In this version, the sandwich becomes a symbol of productivity and efficiency, a meal designed for those who simply couldn't spare a moment away from their responsibilities. Whether it was born from the smoky haze of a gambling den or the cluttered chaos of a busy office, the motivation was the same: ultimate convenience. The sandwich offered a quick, tidy, and satisfying way to refuel without missing a beat. It was a meal made for multitaskers, for those who needed to keep their hands and minds busy, whether they were chasing fortune at the card table or tackling mountains of paperwork. Either way, the sandwich became the go-to meal for anyone who couldn't afford to pause, a perfect fit for the fast-paced demands of both play and work. And that's why it caught on. Because sometimes the simplest solutions are the ones that stand the test of time, uniting gamblers, workers, and everyone in between. John Montagu named the sandwich, but he didn't invent putting food between bread. That idea is ancient. Humans have been wrapping bread around fillings for millennia. Ancient Romans ate offal of meat inside bread. In the Middle East, pita stuffed with meats and veggies was already a staple. In medieval Europe, thick bread trenchers soaked up meals and were sometimes eaten after. The concept of bread as a vessel for food is universal and timeless. So why does Montagu get the credit? Branding. He made the practice fashionable and gave it a catchy name. The sandwich became a trend, not just a meal. Thanks to the Earl, an old idea got a new identity and a place in history. Once named, the sandwich spread quickly through England from aristocrats to the working class. It was perfect for a society on the move, especially during the Industrial Revolution. As the British Empire expanded, so did the sandwich, adapting to local tastes everywhere. In France, it became the jambon beurre. In Spain, the bocadillo. In Italy, the panino. Each country made it their own, but the core idea stayed the same, filling between bread. The sandwich became a global canvas for culinary creativity. From London clubs to street cafes worldwide, it was now everyone's meal. The humble sandwich crossed the vast Atlantic Ocean, carried by waves of immigrants seeking new opportunities and a fresh start in the land of promise. Arriving on American shores, it found a new home and quickly adapted to the bustling energy of the New World. But its real breakthrough moment came in 1928, a year that would forever change the way Americans ate lunch. That's when Otto Frederick Rohwedder, an inventive mind from Iowa, unveiled the world's first bread-slicing machine, revolutionizing bakeries across the country. Pre-sliced bread made sandwich making faster, easier and more accessible than ever before, perfect for America's fast-paced, on-the-go lifestyle. Suddenly, the sandwich became the lunch of choice for workers, students and families everywhere. American creativity took over, giving rise to classics like peanut butter and jelly, the BLT, club sandwiches stacked high in diners, and hearty subs packed with flavor. The grilled cheese, with its gooey melted center, became an icon of comfort and simplicity. The lunchbox sandwich soon became a symbol of American life, tucked into school bags and picnic baskets across the nation. The sandwich was democratized, supersized, and made available to everyone, from busy city dwellers to families in small towns. Through pop culture and the rise of fast food, the American sandwich was exported worldwide, becoming a global phenomenon. What began as a nobleman's snack in Europe was transformed into a symbol of American innovation, abundance, and ingenuity. The sandwich's journey in America is a story of reinvention, mass appeal, and endless variety, reflecting the nation's diversity and spirit. Today, the sandwich is a staple of modern life, enjoyed everywhere from bustling city streets to quiet family kitchens, a true testament to the American dream, sliced, served, and shared around the world. Today, the sandwich is more creative and diverse than the Earl could have imagined. From banh mi to Philly cheesesteaks, breakfast bagels to ice cream sandwiches, the possibilities are endless. The sandwich adapts to every culture, meal, and craving. It's a universal food language, simple, complex, traditional, and innovative all at once. And now the great debate: is a hot dog a sandwich? Some say yes, some say no, but the argument shows just how much we care about this humble meal. From nobleman's convenience to global staple, the sandwich's journey is remarkable. So make your favorite sandwich, and decide for yourself where you stand on the hot dog debate.